And we are live. We are your friendly neighborhood film watchers. It is Frankly Football. I am your humble host, Brandon. And I got my man, Honey Grand, set it off, Chris with me. And you may notice we have one of our esteemed guests, DMV Fanatic, with us. How you doing tonight, DMV?
I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing?
Man, got Big John in the building, man. What's going on, homie?
Chilling, bro. Chilling, man. I'm just
Good,
excited
man.
to be here.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. Brandon, what's going on, man? Waves looking crispy, fresh. You know what I'm saying? Got me out here running the streets, tired like a Hebrew, making bricks with no straw, no hay, and had to get back on at you. What's going on, man?
Well, see, Chris, things can actually, sit pretty. Things can stack nicely and form uniformly when the team that we love, the Dallas Cowboys, do things in the offseason. And that's very unusual. That is very unlike, you know. We sit here in the year of our Lord 2023 on March 21st, having made moves in the offseason. Set it off, Chris.
What?
Yes,
Making moves in the offseason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a few weeks ago, when we were discussing draft talk, my favorite kind of talk. We were talking as if the Dallas Cowboys would not make moves. We were discussing using our 9 draft picks as if we would need to depend on all 9 of those prospects to make the team. That may not be the case anymore, because the Cowboys are going about their off-season duties to add prospects to the team, which is a wondrous thing. Over the weekend, the Cowboys have added Stephon Gilmore for a comp fifth. Wonderful trade value, by the way, from the Indianapolis Colts. My wife is a Colts fan, by the way. She told us to stay away from her guys. I told her never. Never. And not only that, which brought pandemonium in the Franklin football household.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Okay.
On Sunday, I awoke to an alert from Bleacher Report that Jerry Jones was on his yacht with his toes out, which was an awful sight, by the way, after a night of likely heavy drinking, to procure one Brandon Cooks from the Houston Texans, a player that they were courting. He was highly sought after by the team for much less than was bargained for in 2022. Brandon Cooks was acquired for a 5th round pick in 2023 and a 2024 6th round pick.
Okay.
Once again, highway robbery, thievery, if you will. Hoodwink.
Okay.
Yes. So not only were 2 players who Brandon Cooks isn't even 30 yet, I believe. I think Brandon Cooks might be 29 this year. And Stephon Gilmore is 32. But still performed very well in a poor team situation in 2022, by the way.
Okay.
2 players who may be on the cusp of their prime or just over that hill for an amazing trade value to fill holes that were very needed going into the draft. So I want to start with you, Chris. How do you feel about those 2 moves?
Well, after being stoned, chastised, dragged and quartered by many people, but brought back in love with my friend DMV, I wasn't crazy about Stephon Gilmore out the gate.
I was gonna say that.
Hey. I keep it funky. You know how I get down. I'm not going, I was not excited about it because I looked at Stephon Gilmore as an older, I was saying, well, man, I wanted and when people got on me like I wanted a younger veteran, I wanted a guy who had been in the league and not been like on his third or fourth team in this process. But when I started looking at what they gave up to get him, I was like, well, that's where the Cowboys make their hay in that 5th round. Let's name some of the 5th round guys. You got a DeRon Bland. You end up getting late a Neville Gallimore. No, Neville was a 4th. You turned around in those 4th, 5th, 6th round. Over the years, that's where the Cowboys have made their hay with their developmental strategy. You know, because their strategy is draft well, develop, and by year 2 and 3, they're making an impact in the league. Well, Dallas said we have got to get people who can play now in those because we've developed so well. We need pieces here and there. So let's take what we get in the 4th and 5th round. Let's get a guy who can bona fide play, bring them in, and they can actually go produce. It's not Nolan Carroll they're getting at the end of their career. They're not getting older guys at the end of the career. They're getting guys really in their athletic prime. Now, because John's a workout fanatic, and Brandon, you're young, because you can always say how crispy those waves look. Your athletic prime for most guys, for the average man, is really 27, 28 to like 32, 33. That is your best physical prime of your life. Well, you get Brandon, you're getting a Stephon Gilmore who has played at a super duper high level for a long period of time. You're getting him at that point. And you plug him in at CB2 next to a Trayvon Diggs. Now you get 2 ball hawking type corners on the outside, and then you transition to Ron Bland, who's a ball hawk, and you actually get a no-fly zone instantaneously with those 3 guys. You follow me? So at first, I was not a fan of it. I saw Gilmore's percentiles from PFF and different things of that nature, and I had to say, you know what? I'm wrong. They made a great move with that. Now, the acquisition of Brandon Cooks made me smile even more because once again, it was a comp pick. Both of these were late round. One was their pick and the other one was a comp pick, but they were late round picks. And now you get a guy who comes in now who is a bona fide wide receiver 2. And it enhances your whole offense because now you can keep CeeDee Lamb where he is at his most dangerous, and that's in the slot, right? And so now you get him that. And here's the other thing, and shooting this over to John because I don't want to talk all night. You haven't had a guy with this much speed and explosiveness. You know, I'm gonna age myself since Rocket Ishmael. You haven't had a guy that explosive and that fast on this football team since Rocket Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? Since a Joey Galloway. You haven't had a guy who can just walk away from it. I mean, we knew T.O. was fast, but he was more known for being a physical specimen. But for a guy who can just put him up and pick him down, we haven't had a guy like this since those 2 guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation.
I think we've had guys. It's just that I guess how we ran our offense, we haven't really.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've been vertically challenged, if you may say. You know,
right?
Like a lot of option routes, a lot of curl routes and stuff.
Hey.
Semi runs a 4-3. Turpin runs a 4-2, and we weren't using them.
Slander here. This is a family show. We're not slandering joystick out here in these streets. Okay, we are gonna let that man live. We understand he has his mindset of trying to make a wide receiver play defense from a wide receiver position. But you're right, because guys have had the ability to run. You're right. Sidney Falco can run fast. A lot of guys, Turpin can run fast, but evidently that's just not something Kellen dealt with at Boise. Guys who can run fast, real quick.
But
out the gate.
But one thing I want to say about to piggyback off of what you said, man. Shoddy and Mike McCarthy, the last time that they really called plays, they had little guys like Brandon Cooks. Mike McCarthy had Cobb, and Shoddy had Lockett. So
yes, Tyler Lockett, yes, sir.
We were all kind of clamoring for them to grab one of these little guys in the draft. because we knew that they could use them, and we liked the success that they had. But being able to get Brandon Cooks, I think that kind of really solidifies what we were looking for, and I'm happy about it. And the biggest thing too, to kind of go back to what you were saying about the 5th round pick, we still got a 5th round pick.
There we go.
We still got a 5th round pick.
Talk about
like when you were talking about Gilmore and we gave up a 5th round pick, I was like, yeah, that ended up being Deron Bland, but that was also Matt Waletzko. I'd rather have Gilmore than Waletzko. I'd rather have Brandon Cooks than Waletzko. So, but we still have a 5th round pick to make and go get a Deron Bland, or if not, and he becomes a Waletzko, we're still good. But we get 2 for those 5th round picks, and
absolutely.
I don't think, and not to mention, I think the best part about what we're talking about here is the restructure of Brandon Cooks' deal.
Yeah,
that right there, because
talk about that,
Houston took $6 million of that, and then we restructured. So this year it's only a $6 million cap hit. So Brandon Cooks, let's say it doesn't work out, we didn't give up very much for it. He's cheaper than Gallup for us right now. So
yeah, and he gives you a little bit. Yeah, and he gives you a little bit more time. So if you do decide to draft another wide receiver, this turns into a 2-year deal instead of a 1-year deal, and gives that next young wide receiver, if you decide to draft him early, he has time to get up to speed and work around a professional. And let's be honest, I think Brandon Cooks by far is probably the wide receiver we can say that's had the most 1,000-yard season and the kind of production he's had and not seen a Pro Bowl. I think he's a very well-rounded, well-polished, and accomplished receiver that he comes into this room and instantaneously has credibility with these young guys. What y'all think, man?
I totally agree. There's not much more I can say. Not much more I can say than what you already said.
Yeah, I 100% agree, because right now, and I'll go ahead and put this back, what Stevie Mack said, T.Y. Hilton is not under contract just yet. And Michael Gallup remains to be seen as to what he can do, right? Brandon Cooks right now, and probably when he's healthy, is better than Michael Gallup, because Brandon Cooks managed to produce with mediocre QB play in Houston for years.
Yeah.
And you got to think, when that trade didn't get done, Brandon Cooks just decided to not come to a game.
Yeah.
So he put up
almost
700 yards. He put up almost 700 yards without even playing all of the games. Not due to injury. So Brandon Cooks still has a lot left in the tank. In the past, what was it, 2 years, I think Brandon Cooks has only missed 3 games. So we also can't necessarily apply the injury label to him.
Okay. I mean, outside of having concussions, but like I said, people will try to paint it like he's an injured guy.
Let him do it. Let him do it.
Yeah. They try to paint him into a corner of being that guy, but I think those 2 guys. I just think everybody that they've hit on, what they've done in this free agency has been the quietest, most productive free agents they've had, man, in such a long time, man. It's arcing back to the Leonard Davis, Mark Colombo, type. It's just been crazy. And what they've done, here's the other part about it. They haven't even gone to the Stephen Jones dollar great value bin of getting guys that they're gonna pick up and do their thing. They still haven't hit those guys. They go get a Dante Fowler for damn near next to nothing. They go get a Ronald Jones today for next to nothing. The lineman they picked up, he has the position flex where he can play either guard or tackle. And you don't even know what he wants to do with that. They've kind of made it to the point that they've covered all bases going into this draft, that when you pull up your draft simulations and you pull it up, you're like, well, I can just go to the store and just sit back and, shop like my wife and just window shop. Just look around and peek at this. Oh, I may be like that. I may be like that. with all the bases being covered. And when they covered him, they didn't just put a Band-Aid on it. They put dudes in those spots. That's the difference.
And here's the thing. That is very unlike them. Usually they'll go bargain shopping, right? They'll go to
usually they
Goodwill. They'll go to Goodwill after the draft.
No B. They don't. No B. They ain't even shopping at this time.
Mm-hmm.
They acting like they waiting for it. They acting like they waiting for the for the check to drop. They looking at the daggone card like, hey, has the card been loaded? That's how they drafted right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They waiting for the whip card. The whip card to hit.
They try to pay dudes $23 an hour, and a ham sandwich to come and pay for their services.
That's right.
But
and so now
this season they got dudes, Chris. They got guys, and that is what's different about this all season. Yeah, and you brought up an excellent point. Great segue opportunity. Great segue opportunity. How does this change their draft strategy in the coming month? Because we got like what, a month and a week, a month and 6 days, I think, until this draft. The most wonderful time of the year. Yes. It's
bringing you great cheer right now. Yeah, when fat guys are running and people are hunting, it brings you great cheer. Yeah, that's how it is.
There we go.
Yeah, it does. So if you were going to, John, if you had to have, what is your biggest what's your most glaring need you got to go pick up right now? Give it to me. What you think?
Talk about it.
Right now, the most glaring need to me is defensive tackle. I think we have to go sign Hankins right now. Go sign Jonathan Hankins.
Wow.
And I think that you even clear it up even more with what you do, because you wouldn't need to get a D tackle unless that D tackle on the board is just, hey, the best player.
That's like Mozzie Smith or something like that.
Yeah, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into that a little bit more, right?
Okay. All right. B, what's your most glaring need to go pick up now?
You build your house from the foundation up, Chris. You don't build your house from the roof up, right? I mean, from the roof down, right?
No.
Do you start putting the windows in first?
No, you don't do that. You don't do that. No.
Oh, okay. Do you put the bed in first?
No, unless you want it to be muddy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So unless I am incorrect, you start building your house from the foundation first.
Okay. All right.
Any well-meaning house is the offensive line.
That 40%. The 40% of the offense.
40% of your offense is the offense.
Of your offense.
And I think that right now,
I agree.
Prior to this filler signing today, guy that I'm not gonna try to butcher his name, from the Jets, the Dallas Cowboys have needs at offensive line because we lost Connor McGovern, who, much maligned as he was a starter.
Hold on. Let me get that to you again. Shoot, dang, Connor left.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
right.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
That probably helped us. It probably helped us a lot more. You know what I'm saying? That he left. Like, it made it much easier to say, hey, let's not grab something that we don't need, like a tight end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But
DMV. Okay.
Here's the thing.
Shots fired.
It also made you make a decision on Tyler Smith at the same time. That's what Chris wanted to do. That Chris wanted to make a decision on Tyler Smith.
Wait a minute. I wasn't making a decision.
I'm about to say you still haven't made a decision on him, because 26 could very well be a tackle at BPA.
Yeah. And see that's where I am. I'm saying draft either one and then make a decision.
Yes, that's where I'm at. I agree. I totally agree.
Okay.
Chris is like, nah, he's a guard. He is a guard. No. First off, let me clarify so it can forever be broken down. Tyler Smith is a left side player, first and foremost. Okay. He will be
an all-pro, all-world demigod left guard.
Okay.
He will be a serviceable left tackle. Both
Only
he will play. He'll be serviceable. He won't be great. He'll be serviceable. Okay. But if I turn around and at 26 and I have like, I'm kind of falling back on this on the tackle situation because I think if you were able to put up, because Brandon likes to throw mock drafts at me, right? And I don't like doing them because they don't always come out the way I want them to come out. But I did one today, and I think if this happens like this, I think all my furniture in my house is turned over upside down. If it happens. Oh yeah. If I draft if B go ahead and if you can pull it up.
Keep talking and I'll keep talking and I'll get it done.
And so in my perfect world, I know the Dallas Cowboys are amazing at drafting in the first round. If they can't do nothing else in the first round, they have only had, in my recollection, since Tyron Smith, one miss, and that's one Taco Charlton. Anybody else tell me a first round that they've missed on? They didn't miss on Tyron. They didn't miss on Fast Freddy. They didn't miss on Zach Martin. They didn't miss on Leighton Vander Esch. I don't care as much as we don't love Leighton. He hadn't missed on Leighton. We didn't miss on Zeke. I can't name.
Are we talking the Will McClay era?
In the Will McClay era, I don't know one first rounder they missed on.
Yeah, not in the Will McClay. Besides Taco, Taco. I would say that the last first rounder before that we missed on was Mo Claiborne.
Yeah, but that was Steven.
Yeah.
That's all Steven. That's all Steven. Yeah, Mo was When Mo came into the facility with a cast on his hand, that was all Steven's fault. I blame Steven for that all day long. So my thing is, go get what you're great at in the first round.
Yeah.
And get that guy and put play and play. So and I was on the train for an offensive tackle. Now, the best offensive tackle that we can honestly see and from our draft analysis is Paris Johnson, left tackle out of Ohio State. I was on the Juwan Jones, right?
DeJuan Jones, yeah.
DeJuan Jones. I had tweeted I wanted DeJuan Jones above anyone else. But then after further review and analysis and talking to some good friends, there's a tackle out of Oklahoma that and I get this to John. I get this all to John.
Did you watch him?
I wouldn't watch him. I wouldn't peep him. Yeah. Because I was wanting to make Juwan Jones, who had played right, make him a left tackle. Well, if I could can you put it up for me, B, or no? You can't put it up?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I believe that this is just a situation.
This is like the greatest draft. This is the greatest draft ever.
Oh God, yo!
This is the greatest draft ever in the history of drafting. If we do this, I would just go ahead and we're booking tickets immediately to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely,
this draft immediately.
Hey, I'm all over it, brother. I'm all over it, brother. I'm all over it, bro. And we talked about it.
Go ahead.
We talked about it yesterday, and I said, look, everybody keep talking about DeJuan Jones.
Yeah.
Anton Harrison is a left tackle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plug and play day one.
100%.
Plug and play day one. If he's there, I think you got to take him. Have to.
Dude, if he's sitting right there at 26, now you solve every issue with your offensive line up to week 6 or 7 of the season. If my man, Junior Demigod Steele is ready to come back and play, he can hold out 6 weeks because I can turn around and let Tyron Smith get his incentives on his money and play the first 6 weeks while I get Steele up to speed. And I can put Harrison right there left tackle. and my offensive line can go boogie.
Yeah. So I got Big Sarge on my channel. Big Sarge 31 says Anton Harrison doesn't have the play strength or physicality for my liking. So normally here's my thing, right? I'm going to challenge people and say what game tapes did you not like? You know, we're not going to talk about highlights. I want to know which game tapes did he not show it, and I'll go and watch it, and then I'll come back and say it, and I'll agree or disagree.
Hey Stevie, what I'll do, man, is I'll put on Twitter my settings to make it do that, because I couldn't believe I was sitting there going down. I was like, this is like me playing on Madden Rookie. For that thing to fall away and fell, and to get the guys that I got, I even got my tight end that the world wanted in what the 4th or 5th round?
Round 7. Now here's the thing.
Go ahead, man.
I will never say that things can't happen, but I will say that the likelihood of it happening.
That thing is beautiful, ain't it? That's like absolutely. A Picasso.
Absolutely.
That is like the Mona Lisa.
That might be the best draft I've seen so far, and I've seen a lot of mock drafts. That might be the best one I've seen.
We've yet to do our what I'll call it a 1 point only, because I'm the type of person to let things kind of play out, right? I want all of the off-season stuff to kind of play out before we get things for all 32 done, before we get a 1 through 7 done for Dallas, because we still have all 7 of our picks, right?
Right.
So I definitely want all of the dust to settle. So while we haven't done our official Frankly Football 1 point only mock draft,
1 point only, yeah.
You know, it's always fun when you have a little bit of time in the day to just go through and do it on your phone. And this is too hilarious. Man,
that thing was good. Dude, I'm telling you, when it came out like that, I had to save it, because I was like, oh, this thing is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely. And I just did it on the fly. Before I took the kid, dropped him off to school, I said, what? I can do this all day.
Yeah. What do they call it? Like when you hunt and you find like the perfect
the perfect buck. Yeah, I have no.
What do they call like a 5-pointer or something like that?
Yeah.
That's a 5-pointer right there, bro.
I could have never made that thing fall like that.
Now here's the thing. Just like you said, in any of these top old linemen, they're instant problem solver. Because whether it is Harrison, Paris Johnson, Osiris Johnston, I'll even throw and I was very high on Peter Skoronski. Is he even in my top 3 tackles at this point? He's definitely not in my top 3 linemen.
No.
Broderick Jones. There are so many names that we can throw out there that would be instant problem solvers at the O-line, whether it's a tackle or a guard in the first round. We can even go into the second round and talk about guys like Cody Mauch, who has just as much, if not more, fluidity along the O-line as Tyler Smith, because the guy's a chameleon. So there are many opportunities to patch the hole, I should say.
Yeah, I think now I don't think it's so much patch the hole. I think it deals with your most glaring weakness, which is what your glaring weakness as getting a strength, but also having that swing guy. I think the fear that us as Cowboy Nation have is that the offensive line, once Steele went out, you watch the run game just go away.
Deteriorate.
And I don't think it just went away. So I think if you can go and get somebody that can hold the fort down for at least 6 to 7 weeks until Steele is all the way back, I think that's a great situation. You know, not having to be able to do cuts and stuff like that is totally different from an offensive lineman coming off ACL compared to a wide receiver, expecting Michael Gallup, who I said from the beginning when he got hurt wouldn't be right this year, wouldn't be right last year. Everybody was like, week 4, week 5. I said, that dude ain't going to be right till December.
When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference with Steele. And so I think dealing with that. is the next one. What do you think is the next biggest glaring position we got to deal with that we can handle if we're going to?
I actually want to ask you this before I move on to that next position. Offensive line, with that being a potential first-round pick, would you want to use that on a guy who may not even be the long-term starter? And what I mean by that is, would you be willing to bench that first-round pick in favor of Terrence Steele?
Bench? What you mean? Explain what you mean by that.
Let's say you draft a tackle at 26. Would you be willing to bench that first-round pick in favor of Terrence Steele once Steele is healthy?
Well, I put it like this. Shout out to our homeboy Skywalker Steele. He put these numbers out, and I don't think you got to worry about benching Terrence Steele. 2, 11, and 4. 2, 11, and 4 is the number of games that Tyron Smith has played in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the Cowboys structured Tyron's deal, they're planning on Tyron being hurt as well. So I'm able to keep Tyron there, him be a mentor, a veteran presence, and be my swing guy. Okay. And if I pick a guy in the first round, I plug and play him. I let him fight and learn right next to Tyler Smith as that left tackle, and go from there. And as soon as Terrence is able to play, he's going back in and playing.
Okay.
The moment he's able to, the moment my man Terrence Steele is able to stand up and take 25, 35, 45 snaps, he's going there. But Tyron is always going to suit up and be ready to go in and kind of give him relief until I know he's back 100%. I think with knowing that Tyron's going to give me maybe 7 games total at top tier. He's a swing tackle.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct.
He would be the best swing tackle in the history of the NFL.
Crazy work.
Yes.
Crazy work.
Yes. And so if I can get 7 games like that, I'll take those 7 games, plug Terrence in, and then he's ready to go. If I can get him all the way to Thanksgiving, I don't have to suit Terrence up till Thanksgiving. I'm winning. Mm-hmm. I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. 100%.
I feel you. Okay, so I got what you're saying. You're saying that you wouldn't be worrying about benching the guy in favor of Terrence. You would bench the guy in favor of Tyron, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's how he gets his money. His money is based on him playing games. Mm-hmm. So if I can get Terrence through camp, working on the courts, over there with Britt, getting his ass whipped there and getting the physical shape, that by the time I make that Thanksgiving stretch, right? Those 3 games, if I can get him to those 3 games of the second bye and he's there ready to go, and I get him on the back half of the season to go get it, man, I'm winning.
Okay.
You want to know why else you're winning too? Because we signed him to the tender, right? He signed to the tender.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he
if Tyron somehow finds the fountain of youth, you don't have to move off Tyron if he's playing that good at right tackle.
Right.
You don't have to. So, I mean, me personally, I think that Terrence Steele is the future. But like you said, hell, we seen. You remember Bruce Matthews? Remember the lineman Bruce Matthews? He played for forever.
Yes.
And Tyron Smith is in way better shape than him. He's not as his body isn't as. I mean, Bruce Matthews' body held up over time a little bit more than Tyron. But like I said, the right side might be a little bit more forgiving than the left side was.
And that's what that's what we kind of saw last year. As he played the right more, he became more. He got better and better. He wasn't. But that's where the run game suffered, because now on the right side you weren't able to run as well because Terrence is just a bully in that one. But if you put the young bull at left with Tyler Smith, then you're running more to the left. And as long as the middle is tight with Zach and Tyler, with Tyler Biadasz, I think the run game will be fine. You just won't be able to run as effective to the ring. But once Terrence is back, now you can run from either side. And with the bevy of running backs that we got, and the explosiveness we have, I think we'd be fine.
Okay. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now, on to the question that you asked. DMV, what do you think is your second, or maybe in your opinion, the first biggest need come draft day? If O-line isn't your most important anyway.
Well, I mean, if it's not O-line, it's D-line. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not either one of them, I think you can go either running back or receiver. I think with how we did things. You know what I'm saying? Would I take running back at 26? I think it depends on how the draft board goes. If it's Bijan Robinson, I'm probably going to take him with how our roster is right now. And I know I was against that at first, but that was before we made these moves to go get Gilmore and to go get Cooks. Like now, those were two major positions that we put in front of running back. So now those go behind running back. So now things have changed quite a bit. So we're not talking D-line or O-line. I think you're talking running back or receiver. And like I told somebody today, if JSN is on the board at 26, I'm taking him.
Come on, man. Okay. Come on, man. Yo,
come on now.
I'm taking him.
Go. Tell me why you're taking Jackson. Yeah. JSN right there. Tell me why.
Even after the Brandon Cooks had. Talk about it.
Well, for one, it's BPA for me, and I was that high on him. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. As far as total, a lot of people love Olave. They love Garrett Wilson, but there are many people that regard JSN as the best receiver, even with that group of guys. So we got Cooks for 2 years. Gallup will be up next year. I mean, I just think you draft them and you figure it out with how we have our team right now. Second round, you can still get you a tackle, you can still get you a running back. Third round, you still maybe if you get a running back, you might be able to get a guard. Running back is really, really deep, so you don't have to dive into running back unless you love the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about BPA and JSN. You know, Chris, you know what I'm saying? You know all about wide receivers. He comes out of the breaks very well, comes out low, great hands. I just think he could be a star, and that's really what happened with CeeDee Lamb. We didn't need to get CeeDee Lamb when we got him, but we got him and we figured it out.
Right. Yeah. Just get him and figure it out. I clap, applaud, stand up and cheer if JSN is sitting there at 26. You run, you knock over everybody and draft him at 26. And just like you said, put him in the building and you figure out where he can get on the field, because he will get on the field. And then, some guys can just go ahead and, hey man, it was nice you got your cup of coffee in the NFL, because that's wide receiver. You have wide receiver 1, 2, 3, and 4, and yeah, man. If Jason's there at 26, man, dude, if I'm a Cowboy wide receiver at 26 and on draft night, and JSN, the card goes up in for him, I'm just gonna make sure I got my college degree is straight, because I'm not gonna be in the NFL much longer, bro. If I'm think about it, man. If I go in 26, who getting to stay, right? Tolbert can. Turpin can be like, well, I catch punts. Man, what's Simi gonna say? Simi gonna say what? What? Jalen Tolbert sitting there like, shoot, Dennis Houston going. Dennis Houston is going and starting taking his, life insurance license test and make sure he can do Social Security. Dude, there is nobody who's staying. You know what I'm saying? I'm plugged in. Shoot, even Gallup is sitting there going to the training room and making sure he's straight, because he can't falter 1 second, man. Not with that kid running around.
And here's the thing. Bottom roster guys, your Turpins, your Dennis Houstons, your Simi Fajokos.
Hey man,
they were already sweating a little bit once Brandon Cooks was brought in.
I say to you like this, bro.
If you get a top 3 round receiver, whether it is JSN, whether it is, look, Brandon Cooks is 5'10". We got hope for Josh Downs now. We got hope.
We got hope. Yeah.
or whether it's a guy like Marvin Mims. Come on now, look, Chris. I sent you a list of I think it was 11 guys who fit the Cowboys mold. That means with the list of guys who possibly go outside of that mold now, the list gets expanded.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Cook, because of his speed. Yep.
Yes.
So I can see that. Okay. So if you say second, so a running back, one of the running backs that could probably be there, but I know Brandon hates him. Is the running back from Auburn, but I think you get him in the third, maybe fourth round. But
why you hate Tank? Why you hate him?
Oh,
why you hate him?
I'm scared. I like what Tank Bigsby brings on the field. Everything except it's like he gets tunnel vision, right? That is the thing.
He reminds me of a running back we used to have. I'm gonna let you finish, but when I say it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, damn!" Like, yeah, I get it.
But it ain't that no more. Tank Bigsby, and what's the other cat's name? Tank, but I'll just focus on Tank right now. I don't hate him. I like what the play he brings on the field, but his vision is infuriating. I like Tank Bigsby as a player. I think he runs amazing. He catches great. He's huge, but his vision is just 2 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Tank Bigsby's vision is just infuriating. Maybe that's something that could be coached up.
You know who he reminds me of? He actually runs like him too. I'd be willing to. I like to know what their measurables are, but he reminds me of DeMarco Murray a bit.
Maybe
probably around the same.
DeMarco could see.
He couldn't see. No, he could not until you put a fullback in front of him. So you put a fullback in front of him.
Yeah, he was terrible.
And the other guy was Zach Evans. Zach Evans has the same issue.
Right.
Even worse. I wouldn't even draft Zach Evans because his vision is so bad.
Yeah. He don't like
Zach Evans' vision is horrible.
Okay.
Even worse than Tank's. At least Tank will see sometimes. Sometimes. Zach Evans does not see.
No, see at all.
Doesn't see at all. Ole Miss. Zach Evans running back out of Ole Miss.
Yeah, he does. Zach, I went back and watched Zach's tape. Zach will run up your back in a minute, man. Zach, he loved running up in the back of linemen. He loved that's his forte. Now I get that about Zach. He does do that a lot. Okay. All right. So we got. Mm-hmm.
But besides that, and I here's the thing. I will draft Tank Bigsby because I think that in some way you can coach some awareness into him.
Yeah.
But all of his traits are great. You just got to put him in position to maybe where he don't got to use it. Maybe where he don't got to look.
I'll be honest with you, man. The way even getting Ronald Jones, the way they pick Ronald Jones up, man, it doesn't even make it to the point. Like if you go get Gibbs, it doesn't hurt you in the second round getting Gibbs. Yeah. It doesn't get Tajay Spears in the third. It doesn't. I love me some
Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears, running back out of Tulane. I love guys.
Outside of Gibbs, that's my second. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite.
Yeah. So I mean, even getting Ronald Jones, and I think it gets you to the point that Jones can really give you that really good 1-2 punch with Pollard. Mm-hmm. Because I don't look at Tony as being a gadget, but I still keep Tony's touches under 8. I keep Tony's touches at 18. Mm-hmm. I keep him under 20. Man.
He did.
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
There's a possibility that we don't have Tony. Sound funny, but
he has
depending on this draft.
He has not signed his franchise tag yet. And here's the thing. I'm kind of glad that he hasn't. I'm kind of glad that he hasn't. I am of the belief right now, and you can call it shell shock. You can call it whatever. Maybe we don't need to pay these running backs all this bread right now, fellas. Maybe we could just move on to these young guys. Let them do their thing for like 3-4 years and go on to 2 more. Go on to like 2-3 more.
Yeah, I'd like to get 2 running backs in this draft. Honestly.
So are you saying we do Tony Pollard dirty and rescind the tag?
Well, he should have signed the tag.
Isn't doing him dirty?
I mean, it's a two-way street.
He can go elsewhere and get his bread.
Yeah.
I hope that Tony Pollard gets his bread. The second contract is the time for the player to be stingy.
Not stingy, selfish.
Yeah,
selfish. Excuse me.
But the problem is, go ahead, John. Go ahead, give it to me.
I was gonna say the thing is that his agent needs to look at the market, and this ain't the time to be messing around. Go get that $10 million, bro. Go get that $10 million because this running back draft is deep, and that running back market in the free agency is not high. This ain't the one to play with. Go get that $10 million.
When he saw Jamal Williams get $4 million, he should have tackled somebody with a pen. He should have pricked his finger and dipped it in blood and root that thing in. Him sitting here right now trying to negotiate a long deal with everything that's out there, young and talented, because you can go, hey man, I'm gonna say this, man. I know I might get jumped on. And I was under the ilk when me and Brandon got together back in 2019, 2020. And I said then Ezekiel Elliott was washed, and Brandon dang near came down here and coughed on me and gave me COVID. Like, what are you talking about? The best year Ezekiel Elliott had was what year?
2016.
What was his best year?
Yeah.
His rookie year.
Yeah,
So running back is of all positions a plug and play guy.
Yeah.
So why would I
100%.
not? Why would I not?
I agree. I agree with you.
You're right, because you got one in your house. And second and third round, go get me one right now and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and to even piggyback off of that, I also sent you a list of running backs, Chris, who fit the Cowboys mold. And when I say mold, guys, I mean what the Cowboys look for as far as height, weight, number of snaps that they have taken in their collegiate career, speed, traits, etc. And I think that there are anywhere from 11 to 13 guys who can take significant snaps, starting level snaps for the Cowboys today.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I got a late round guy. I got a late round guy for you. When you finish, that I know they haven't been talking about, that I know right now day one can come in and take significant steps.
And these are guys throughout all levels of the draft. This isn't just top of the draft. This is a fairly decent running back class. So I've done a bit of research on this. Chris even suggested a guy. I'm not gonna butcher his last name. But there are multiple guys who can come in and do this. And I hate to sound like I'm discounting their work, right? But if you want to do the thing that Stephen Jones loves to do, which is get cheap, young labor, this is the position to do it at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and excuse me, cheap, young, talented labor, right?
There you go.
Let's use all of the adjectives.
Right. Cheap, yeah. And the thing about it is Steven will show you he will run a running back into the absolute ground, because that's what he did with that's what he did. I
told you I'm getting two.
Yeah.
I'm getting two.
Yeah.
And if I get Gibbs at 20, because I would take Gibbs at 26, because he might not make it to 58. But if I get Gibbs, I'm pulling that tag from Pollard. Pulling it
without question. I'm pulling that immediately.
Look. Yep. I mess around and pull it before the draft just so he don't get the chance to sign it during the draft.
Yeah, I feel you because I'm getting two backs, bro. Like Ronald Jones gives us us the veteran that we need.
Right.
So before we got Zeke, or I don't know if it happened after, but we got Alfred Morris to go with Zeke. I don't know if you remember.
It was after. It was after the draft. It was after the draft. But you turned around and you had, like you said, you had Darren McFadden there, and then that was he was the stopgap. And then you went and got Alfred Morris, who was a veteran. And was serviceable and was there to give, spell Zeke on that, after the third drive. Alfred Morris would come in, or when Zeke wasn't, had fumbling issues, or he was making, I could give it to Alfred Morris. Yeah, Ronald Jones could definitely be the placeholder for a young running back as he's learning in this league. So if I'm Tony Pollard's agent, I'm like, hey man,
I'm signing that thing today. I'm signing that thing today, bro.
That thing would have been. Hey, I'll meet y'all at the facility. I'm signing right now.
Yeah, because this is 1 year, $10 million. You might not get 2 years. $10 million.
You're not getting. There you go. You're not gonna get 2
guaranteed.
years. Guaranteed $10 million nowhere else. Not after this year. Yeah, I'm getting that.
Absolutely. So here's the next position that I want to talk to y'all about because it's definitely a hole on the team. How y'all feel about these linebackers, man? I'm not sure that the Cowboys necessarily have.
It's murky.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure that the Cowboys have a tried and true Mike to maintain.
And it ain't in this draft either. It's not in this draft either. But you got money, and I know why Chris is like,
yeah. Look,
you got money.
And that goes back to the moves that they made in free agency because
there's a Mike out there.
Immediately after they bought Brandon Cooks in, they restructured his contract. Right? There's a lot of wills in this draft, right? There's a lot of guys who can maybe navigate some space, go get through the trash, so to speak. But are there a lot of Mikes in this draft? You got guys like Jack Campbell. Trenton Simpson's he's kind of like a Will. Maybe he can play Mike. I'm not sure.
Hell no.
Yeah, he's kind of like a Will. But
I think you signed a Mike and a guy who's been playing Mike, who's been a Will this whole time playing Mike, and I think that you got money to go out there and get you the Mike that we all thinking about now.
Talk about it, DMV. Talk about it for the people.
I think you got the money to go out there and get Bobby Wagner like you really want to, and you can put Leighton at the will and stop playing around. And if you go ahead and make that move, you go sign Hankins too, and then we don't even got to touch the defensive side of the ball the rest of the time if you don't want to.
See, the thing that Bobby Wagner would allow you to do is just like you said. It would allow you to not necessarily put all of your hopes and dreams in Jabril Cox and guy who had the neck injury.
Jabril's not a Mike.
I'm talking about at the will.
You talking about Damone Clark?
Yes, Damone Clark. It would allow you to not necessarily put all of your dreams in Clark and Cox at the will, right? Because Jabril Cox is going into year 3. If he was going to be the guy, he would have developed into that at this point in time.
Yes, sir. You're right.
I can see the wheels turning with Jabril while he plays. And going into year 3, if it happens, it happens. If not, cool.
Hey,
I can't place everything on that.
We don't need the wheels turning. We need that burnout, baby.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
We need that burnout. We don't need the wheels turning.
That's what I'm talking
about. We need that.
There we go.
That's what we need.
There we go. Need the burnout. Need the burnout. Now, Damone Clark, he gets a little bit more time because he had a neck injury and couldn't play for half of the year. This is going to be his first true offseason because he couldn't even practice in the offseason. I didn't even want him to play at all, if you recall, Chris. I didn't want him to play at all.
Oh yeah. You were like, what? Why is he even playing? The dude got a broken neck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why is he even playing? I like, but I think John. A lot of times Brandon just hit me with something out of nowhere. I'm out doing my thing. He said, "Hey, tell me what these people are." So I went through each one And I said, the Cowboys' traditional might is smart diagnoser, go get him hard tackler type guy. And I said, LVE fits inside the mold of the guy who was probably, to me, in my time, the best middle linebacker we had, but he never could stay healthy with Sean Lee. LV, and he's not as good as Sean because Sean was so cerebral in his approach. But when LVE has a bodyguard in a top flight D tackle, LVE is a player. Vach broke down LVE when the first time he said he doesn't work well in trash. When LVE can just go run and make plays, LVE is a monster. Damone Clark kind of fits into the frame of the Sam because he's gonna go find it. He can run and things, and I think he'll be better this year. The guy who doesn't fit at all, and like you said, is Jabril Cox, and because. And his only chance to really kind of do something different this year is kind of move him was to kind of make him that hybrid guy like a Jaron Curse, but they brought back Dono. So you really don't know what you're going to do with him. He's going to either be a great special team or something because I couldn't see him doing anything else, because he's got the body build of a Jaron Curse to be a safety type because he can run things of that nature. But you brought back Dono, and you definitely gonna put him on the field. So Jabril Cox. I'm afraid to say Jabril Cox might get cut. He might get cut, man.
That's a good problem to have. Look, here's my thing, right? Yeah. I like these young fellas. I like some of these young guys. But if we could draft guys to push them off the roster, then that means our team is much better because I think the world of these players. And if I could draft guys and they come in and they're better than them, damn. Well, I hate to see you hand the iPad.
Yeah. Hey, man, Brandon loved kicking somebody off the. Yes. Last year, it was wait a minute. It was be better. Wait a minute. Hold on.
It was better than Francis Bernard.
Yeah, you got to be better than Francis the year before. Last year is better than Luke Gifford.
Now and Luke Gifford is gone. And Luke Gifford is gone. Right?
So I think Jabril's in the situation because I think Devin Harper can play.
Maybe.
I think Stoney Jackson can be your new Luke Gifford. So, Stevie Mack in here in the comments dropping fire. I like Quinn out of Iowa State too. I like him. If I can't get the Campbell kid, what's the Campbell kid? Jack Campbell, is that his name?
Yeah, Jack Campbell.
If I can't get
him, Henry Toto. I think he's like Samoan or something like that with a name like that, like Toto.
But
those are two pretty good, and he played for Alabama. So those are two pretty good middle linebackers. But yeah, like you said, the position in itself is thinner than other years.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the time and place to go out and get a free agent, a mercenary, if you will, like a Bobby Wagner, because your time is short, and the division is, or should I say, the conference is weak. So
especially at the quarterback position.
There we go.
Because even right now, Dak is at least the top 2 quarterback in the whole conference.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if you want to put Jalen Hurts above him, because I personally haven't seen the whole body of work to put Jalen there.
Yeah.
We say quarterback. What do you say running back, man? I talking about quarterbacks. Oh, my bad.
Man.
My bad. Yeah. Okay.
Now one thing I didn't go into was my second most important. I think it's one tech. I think I've always wanted this team to have a more what's the word I'm looking for?
Aggressive?
Yes, more aggressive view of the one technique position. So with Rod Marinelli gone, it took them a while to have a view of it and how to approach it. So for the past 2 years, they've kind of been trying to figure that out. With guys like Bohanna, and etc. Bohanna was a 5th round pick. So maybe they're starting to figure out what they want to their mold, if they will. That's the word that I use, like when I text you, Chris. Like what's their mold for the position?
Right.
I'm not even sure if they have one just yet. Maybe they're starting to figure it out. So
I don't think that's it, B. I don't think it's about it being a mold. I don't think they never decided to use it. I don't think they ever realized the
not in Marinelli days. Not at all.
No, what I'm saying, no, what I'm saying, Marinelli didn't believe in a big hulking one technique. Yeah. I think this is the Dan Quinn effect with getting a space eating defensive tackle. They saw the ability. They saw what getting a space eating one tech could do for those linebackers. I think they saw how effective Hankins was and was able to give a resurgence to LVE's career. I think having the ability to have a big solid one tech gives you the ability to use Micah for what he is, because Micah has no position. He is just a weapon. He's just a weapon. So I think if you have a really stout one tech, and then it gives you the ability to figure out what you have at your 3. And I think you need at least 3 to 4 of those waves of guys at the one tech position. Just giving love to, well, not love, but just understanding and seeing what the Eagles did last year with a Jordan Davis, a Hargroves, Fletcher Cox, who I will always have mad respect for. The other kid that they had waves of defensive tackles coming. And so we were at our best last year when we could play Hankins at 25, 35 snaps and give him an addition with Quentin Bohanna, and then be able to jump in a Chauncey Goldston with Osa Odigizua and figure out that. I think you need to add another guy inside that rotation. And if you do that, because we play 19, 20 games, because we're a playoff team, because we're going to win 12 games in this damn league, because who we got as our quarterback and our team, you need a rotation of guys like that in that situation. So I think you got to go find a guy.
Yeah, man. And that may be one of those guys after the draft, you know. D-tackle may be one of those after the draft guys where teams, release guys due to, signing prospects or rather drafting prospects.
Just sign Hankins, man. Just sign Hankins.
If
you already know it works.
If you sign Hankins, you got Bo under contract. This is a make it or break a year for him. But I still think you go draft a guy. You go draft a kid. You draft a kid and you
give me Mozzie Smith for real. Give me Mozzie Smith.
Man.
I got one for you. Brandon. What about Pickens?
Zach Pickens, talk about it, man. Zach Pickens retweeted me when I first talked about him during the combine.
Zach Pickens had a hell of a Senior Bowl. Yeah. Every time I looked, he was pushing somebody around. Man, very aggressive, very, very strong, man. Like, he's somebody that I got my eye on. Definitely.
Love Zach Pickens out of South Carolina. Come on now.
Okay. That's mad love. Zach Pickens gave Franklin football a little love in these streets, man, in these Twitter streets, man.
Shout out to Zach Pickens.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Sir.
So if you get your D tackle, you go for it. Now, hey, B, you know how when like me and you talk about stuff and we just argue, like we just have like full flame. Like you would see us here on Frank, we just seem like we were most harmonious. Everything flows so nicely.
It's not like that in Texas. It's not like that in Texas.
The text world. We're almost to the point of coming to fisticuffs, blows. But it's all in love. But I'm on this train now. I'm on the train, and this is messing around with John, man. I'm on the little brother train now. I'm on the little brother train.
Oh yeah, I talked you into that yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
I talked you into that yesterday.
I'm on the little bro train. So follow me, family. So if you look, the little in most families, yeah, and I can say this too. In most families, the big brother is great, right? But the little bro, man, has a gear that nobody else sees, right? Like when I used to play basketball against my brother Andre, and if he ever sees this, he'll know it to be true. He would come from New York, right? Because I lived in North Carolina, and he used to be like, yeah, you can't handle me. So when I was younger, right, he used to beat me up, right? But then one summer he came back, and I had been practicing, and I'm left-handed, and I got stuff together. man, and I put the best beating of his life on him.
You put the beats on him?
I put the footses to him. I was doing all kinds of stuff, and he could never ever beat me again. Okay, in basketball. So if you look back over here,
what is your point?
So my point is, we've had a reoccurring event when it comes to defensive ends in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Talk to him. Talk to him.
First ballot, without question, Hall of Fame, J.J. Watt, right? But TJ's better. TJ's better. Yeah. You had at Ohio State, you had Joey Bosa, right?
Talk to him.
Right. But Nick is better.
Boom.
Right?
Talk to him.
You have the instance right now. You have BJ Ojolari, right? Who plays in the league.
Talk to him.
But his little brother may be the best defensive one of the. And I'm talking about you got Nolan Smith out there. You got all these out there. But if you can get my man Ojolari out of LSU, God dang it, I think you steal the draft.
You must have went and watched him after I told you about that. You must have went and watched him.
Yeah, BJ Ojolari is the truth. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Edge rusher ain't even necessarily a strict need, but you handled your business to go into the draft and draft BPA.
Come on. So if you turn around
your business to go into the draft and draft BPA.
So you can turn around and now you get ways of 3 techniques where you could go Osa, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Chauncey Golston at your 3 tech.
Yeah.
Huh? And put BJ out there at the defensive end. Imagine you come to third down. God damn. Here we go. Third down, 3rd and 9, right?
Talk about it.
You got Sam Williams, Sam Hankins, D-Law, Ojolari, and then Michael on either side.
Boom.
Who you blocking? You put Mike in the middle.
Pick your poison.
Dude, pick what? Pick your poison. Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Do not take out the fact that DN might be the sneaky pick they turn around and go get. If they go get a DN in the 2nd round, they trying to make this defense upper echelon elite. If you go get him in the 2nd round, and because the way they've already placed everybody around, you could go 3rd and 4th round, get wide receiver, running back, and turn around and make this team absolutely a nightmare on defense.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and I'm really high on him. I'm high on him enough to take him at 26. Because I think he's the best. He's going to be the best defensive player in this draft. I'm on record saying that. I think he's going to be the best defensive player in this draft. I know that we have other needs to not take him, but I'm saying I'm high enough on him that if they took him there, I would run around the room in circles.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I would run around. You remember how Denzel and he got game did that victory lap after scoring the bucket?
I feel refreshed.
I feel refreshed. I feel refreshed. That's how I would feel because think about the way, you got Dorrance, you got Dorrance, you got Dante, you got Sam Williams, you would have him, you would have D-Law, you got D-Law making $42 for a raise from $39 a year before, and and now his mental game will be able to have a year to teach and groom this young man. Dude, I'm telling you.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this. Because we've had a lot of guys, right, who didn't necessarily have the best pro days. One of which being, and this is the same position, mind you. One of which being Miles Murphy out of Clemson.
Okay, go ahead.
If it came down to Ojolari, LSU, or Miles Murphy out of Clemson, both of them were sitting there at 26. Which one you taking?
I'm gonna let you go with this. I'm gonna let you go and give you, John. I'm gonna tell you my answer after.
I would go Miles because we're going inside out, and I think that I might be able to get Ojulari at 58.
You talking about the first one? You think a premier edge rusher? You think a premier edge rusher is gonna last an additional 27, 26 picks?
Possibly, because
no. Go ahead.
It's going to be a weird draft, and no. Well, then again, it's GMs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the media hasn't been talking about BJ Ojulari, so you're right.
Not at all. His name hasn't come up at all.
So you're right. Like the GMs know who he is. The GMs are going to know. So you're absolutely right. If you're talking about who I like better, I like BJ better. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna go with Miles there, but I like BJ better.
I'm telling you, I want to do my victory lap and be refreshed. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm taking BJ over Miles Murphy. Kayvon Thibodeau, before inside the draft process and everything else, everybody looked at him like, man, is he that guy? He's been this 5-star guy his whole life. I don't know if he's gonna come. Listen, guys. Thibodeau is for real.
Yeah,
Kayvon is for real. And when you can get a young pass rusher early, you go get him. What are the positions that you pay? The guy who throws it, the guy who protects the guy who throws it, the guy who covers the guy he's trying to throw it to, and the guy that goes after the guy who's throwing the ball, who's protecting that guy. You go get the guy. You go get the pass rusher. And if you can go get the pass rusher now, and pair him with Sam Williams and a veteran still able to play and give me snaps like you can with DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm doing that. Listen, man, I'm see John be being modest, man. And I know he said content for his show. John said, "Hey, man, BJ Ojulari reminds me of JPP," and I did. He does. He absolutely ran off the road when he said that. I said, he reminds me of JPP. He said, if you can get JPP at 26, I said, come on, man. Come on.
I also really like Miles Murphy, though, by the way. I just want to put that out there. I don't like him as much as BJ, but I do know we need an interior defense. But if we're going by, I think he's going to be the best defensive player in the draft. Yeah. You guys have kind of swayed me a little bit.
I'm going getting BJ. I'm going to slide DeMarcus Lawrence on a rotational basis inside to that 3-tech, and I get a 3-headed monster at 3-tech.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get a 3-headed. We know Osa is, you know what? We ain't said the GOAT's name on here on Franklin Football in a while. And for those who don't know who the GOAT is, it's the great Jeff Heath. The GOAT forever in our hearts, forever strong. The GOAT. But the GOAT was good for 25 snaps. The moment you got to snap 26 with Jeff Heath, he fell off a cliff. He went off a cliff. So if I can get prime DeMarcus Lawrence for 25 snaps for 17 games at 3-tech, and then boost him up to 35, 45 snaps in them 3 games and get us to the Super Bowl, you goddamn right I take the defensive end. I take the young defensive end and go from there.
Good point. Excellent point.
Yeah. I'm about building depth. I'm about building rotations. I'm about building waves of guys coming at him. So if I can go get him because I've covered my bases so well, I'm good. I'm good, bro.
So to answer my own question, I take BJ Ojulari all day, every day. All day, every day.
I didn't know you was that high on BJ too. I didn't know you was that high.
I like him, man. I like him a lot. You talked about him when the draft process first started up. So he was one of the first edge rushers that I watched, and I really didn't dive into edge rushers too much just yet. But on your recommendation, I watched him early. So I was very impressed. I think I might have watched like 7 edge rushers so far.
Yeah.
I gotta watch like
you. If you watch him first, everybody else is like Oh, they're the Cretans.
Right?
They're the Cretans.
It's like driving a Corvette and then going and driving like a Prius, right?
Wait a minute, come on now.
Yeah. So he put on a fantastic first impression of being my second edge rusher to watch, because I think I watched Nolan Smith first.
Knowles. Yeah.
No,
got tricked. No, man, Knowles.
I'm not as high on Nolan as everybody else is. I'll let you finish, but I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll let y'all finish.
Here's the thing about Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is to the general public. And there's a similar situation going on. Excuse me, with another guy. The general public sees the underwear Olympics, right?
Yeah.
We are blessed enough to be able to watch the majority of games from a view that the general public cannot see.
Right.
Player indicators, and we can just back it up and, go forward and back it up and go forward and just see, okay, where did he put his hands? And, I did or did not like this, et cetera. So they will see a guy work out like a monster and do drills that he has trained for weeks to do in a specific manner. And Nolan Smith won people's hearts over. So that is what raised his stock incredibly high. If you play his game film, he might really, in actuality, be like, what, edge 5, edge 6?
I got him as a second to third round grade based on film. I do. You know what I'm saying? I have average get off, limited pass rush moves, more of a pressure guy opposed to getting a sack guy. But he's very good at setting the edge, though.
Yeah.
Very good at setting the edge on the run.
Yeah.
But
okay.
And I can understand why people in Dallas would want him to set the edge, but you ain't getting very many sacks out of him. I'm just gonna be honest. That get off is average.
Yeah, exactly. He's long. He can use his extremely long arms to his advantage and things like that. But if a guy that is a technician, like most left tackles are, gets their hands on him, good night, Irene.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no counter moves. You know what I'm saying? What you get is what you get. See, BJ, if you watch him and BJ, I don't know how you see it close. BJ got counter moves on top of counter moves.
Yeah.
And he can stuff the run. I don't know how. Absolutely. I don't know how they're close, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I don't.
But like I said, the general public saw the workout and saw him be an athletic monster, and they was like, "Whoa, what is this? Oh my god!"
So what you're saying? If you mess around at 26, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mess around at 26, right? And let's say that, okay, here we go. Harrison Ojulari at 26. Who you taking?
Harrison.
Who you taking? Harrison. I take Harrison.
You taking Harrison? You taking Harrison 26?
Mm-hmm.
You taking Harrison 26?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Offense. I think offense priority over defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anton Harrison all day.
Okay. JSN Harrison 26.
Wait.
Come on.
JSN, bro. I'm taking JSN, bro. I'm taking JSN.
Allow me to untie the knot of my thoughts and then make my decision, right? JSN is the better prospect, right? He probably does more for your team, but Anton Harrison is at the more important position.
But tackle is deep. You're not gonna run into another JSN.
But also, once the tackles are gone, they are gone. There could be a run at tackles anywhere from 26 to 58. I think once you get to about the let me see what's the cat's name.
I think 58 is your last chance to get a tackle.
Last chance. That is last chance.
But you ain't getting the JSN. You ain't getting a shot at that in another 5 years, bro. You ain't.
Maybe
You'll get a shot at the tackle every year.
Do you? Well, yeah, you.
No,
do.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
You get a tackle. You get a shot at tackle every year. You get a shot at tackle every year.
Freeland might be the last stop of the bus. Blake Freeland might be the last stop of the bus, and that that's second round. That's it. Second round, top of the third.
Okay,
but you don't have to get a tackle. You can get a guard.
You can go get a guard. There you go.
You can get a guard.
See. Now here you go. This is what you do. You can go make it elite, or you can go make it good. You go get Harrison. You go. The offensive line goes. The offensive line by Thanksgiving is elite.
Yeah. Ideally, though, you get a tackle. The team flows better with you getting a tackle because then you have to do two moves by getting a tackle.
If you go get Harrison in the first, if you got a deal between Harrison and JSN, you'll be serviceable by Thanksgiving. Yeah. If you get Harrison, you become elite by Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. But offensively, you're not gonna find a cat like JSN because you're not gonna be in position bad enough. You're not gonna be in position.
Yeah,
bad.
that's why I'm at.
I know why. Yeah, I think wide receiver wise. Like the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years, there's gonna be you're gonna get listen, man, you're not gonna get that guy like that. You're not gonna be in position to get that guy like that next year because the way your team is built and constructed and where they're gonna play, you're gonna be drafting right in here. And if that dude falls to 26 and everybody else, I done made a move and I done planted some stuff that makes him fall to 26. Maybe a small baby dolphin or a seal caught in his room and a gas mask, and I kidnapped me a nice small young woman and planted it on him. There's no way he's falling to 26. But if he's there at 26,
you take him.
Absolutely take him
because he has no reason to fall to 26. It's like CeeDee Lamb had no reason to fall to 17.
17. Right.
Okay. Had no reason.
Okay. None. It was So
I would take JSN, but let me offer you two positions, both of important need, and I'll give you JSN since he won that round. JSN or Mozzie Smith.
I'm JSN all day.
JSN, bro.
Keep in mind, Mozzie Smith might already be gun under the seat guy. I think Mozzie Smith already got a gun charge, actually.
Well, I
mean, you need your D tackles to have a gun charge, baby.
I need a gun under the seat. Small baby seal and Asian girl stuffed in the trunk kind of guy on my football team. I just gotta be to the point. It's alleged. I don't really need it to the point that he keeps it going. Unlike with Kelvin, and Mozzie may have reached his limit of. Where he's
one tech. He's a one tech.
Yeah, he's a one tech. Yeah, I think he's made.
That's what we need.
Yeah. But I'm saying
he also might be the best pure one tech in the draft.
But see, here's my thing about being the best pure one tech in the draft. That's great. But if I go sign Jonathan Hankins and I got Quentin Bohannon, I don't need to have the absolute best one tech in the draft.
Thank you.
Because he's not going to get on the field more than 25 snaps as a rookie, and he's got to. We're
talking about a luxury versus a need, though. We're talking about a luxury.
It's a luxury if we get Hankins, though, which it looks like we're probably going to get him tomorrow. Mozzie would be a luxury.
He's a luxury, and if I get Hankins, and like I said, if I can put him into a rotation, I'm definitely trying to put him in rotation. I don't want Jonathan Hankins playing 45 snaps. I want Jonathan Hankins paying 25 to 35 snaps.
I agree.
And for confirmation, Mozzie Smith got a misdemeanor gun charge.
Man, I love him. He done wore orange. I like that dude. I like him. He better report in his life.
If you like it, I love it.
It was almost a felony. That's crazy.
Man.
Given this draft time, that young man might fall to 58.
I
like a little bit of ruggedness.
Well, that's a Dallas thing to do. Dallas always get that second round guy that always fall because of an injury or something, or a charge, or some weed, or some weed.
Or something. Listen, it's legal now that most people say. But anyway, I'm just telling you, if he's there, like I said, I need a tackle, and I need to go out. Like I said, once JSN goes off the board, my wide receiver need drops down. I'm telling you, the second round, if I can get BJ Ojolari in the second round, hey man, y'all might wanna. Hey, just keep your phone. Don't put it on do not disturb. I have a
you know what, Chris?
Answer the phone.
I get JSN,
I might be in jail. I can't, and I ain't going back. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about jail.
I might have to pull a DeMarcus Lawrence and move up in the second to go get BJ.
Maybe, that seems likely because once it's a run on edge rushers, they go. It's edge rushers and old linemen. Once it's a run, they go.
They go.
And when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. Okay.
You can find a wide receiver somewhere. There's a diamond in the wide receiver.
You can't find no JSN everywhere though.
No, you're gonna find JSN.
Gonna
find JSN. You ain't gonna. I think after Zay goes, Josh goes. Yep. My man for TCU goes.
I'll even throw Tank Dell in there because he might be short and things like that. I'll even throw Tank in there because Tank is gonna go a little bit lower because his combine had some struggles. His gauntlet was amazing, but he was a little bit slower than advertised on the 40 and things like that. So he may fall.
But
Bryce,
but you know why it's great?
Go ahead.
You know why it's great what we're talking about? Most of these guys that we're talking about, it's logical because the Cowboys have met with them at the combine. Yeah. They met with Tank Dell. They met with BJ Ojolari. They met with JSN. I don't know if they met with Harrison or not, but most of these guys they met with, so you know how they feel about meeting and
they gonna listen. If all the Senior Bowl guys they talk to, they gonna pull the guy from the Senior. This is what they gonna do. They gonna pull a guy from the Senior Bowl. You know they gonna get one or two guys from the Senior Bowl. And all these guys they done talk to, they done look at. But I'm being totally honest with you, man. Man, they gonna get BJ in the second. Man, they trying to make this defense insane. They trying to make this defense.
They might get DJ in the first, bro. They might get BJ in the first. Because if there's anybody that can stand on a table and go get a guy right now based on credibility, is Dan Quinn. If Dan Quinn say go get him, they're gonna get him.
Yeah, they're gonna go get him.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
but Dan has been so good. Like I don't think none of us agreed about Sam Williams. Only guy who loved Sam Williams was Nix. Nix was the only guy that stood up for Sam Williams, and Sam Williams is gonna be that guy. But I just think. I just want to tap into this little brother train, man.
Yeah, bro.
When I sat back and thought about
bloodline.
That bloodline has got.
Hey, who's the better little brother that we got right now?
I don't think he's better than his big brother though. He ain't better.
You don't think so?
You don't think about
No.
Give it some time.
No.
Give it some time.
No.
You could argue it.
No.
Hey, set it off. I'm gonna tell you. You ever seen them line up 1-on-1 against each other?
That's true.
Trayvon be winning.
Yeah, he picked him off in the Pro Bowl.
He got him in the Pro Bowl too.
Yeah, picked him off in the Pro Bowl.
Listen, man, I love Trey, and I think if they do that this year, if they get that deal worked out this year, and we going on our own players, this will probably be the best free agency they've had in the last 15 years. Yeah. They get that deal signed, that'd be probably the best.
It already is becoming that. It already is that. Yeah. It's already that.
It's done that. It's done that for sure.
Now this is going to be the last topic that we cover tonight. One we probably avoided, I guess. How do y'all feel about this rumblings of tight end talk?
I think it's rubbish.
I think it's something to fill the airwaves because they bored. I love development. I love development. While we was away, man, I got a chance to kick it with my man John. Said, "Hey, I'm coming to town," and I got a chance. I told him, I said, "Hey, man, listen, come holler at me at the spot," and and he got a chance to see some guys working. He didn't get a chance to see my guy work, but he was like about 5-10 minutes away from watching him work. Yeah. But long story short, you love to watch the maturation process of guys getting better.
Yeah.
And, before last year, we could all say the Cowboys had a tight end.
Yeah.
Right? They had to be big. They had to be 5 yards and fall down. They were not athletic or explosive. Well, dadgummit, somebody must have went ahead and did something to Juice, because the Henny Ferg combination is going to be special. And,
I agree.
And John, Brandon said this. And once again, Skywalker still said this as well. I mean, Baby Kelsey is on the Cowboys roster, man.
Talk about it.
Baby Kelsey is on the Cowboys roster. And that, man, listen, Jake Ferguson is going to be an absolute problem this year. Now, and if you got to look at it, in our division, we probably have a guy in Dallas Goedert who is a matchup nightmare. Dallas Goedert is a problem. You got to give him that. But in the rest of the conference, you can say T.J. Hawkinson because he plays with the Vikings. Kittles is still Kittles. George is going to be him. I think Ferg is a combination. If Travis Kelce and George Kittles had a baby, it's Jake Ferguson. I said it at the hour 31 mark of this daggone video. Jake Ferguson is the baby of George Kittles and Travis Kelce. God dang it. We and argue with a wall, dadgummit. Tell me I'm lying.
Hey, y'all, I just got a text from Tuck.
Yeah.
I just got a text from Tuck. He said, Jervon Dexter, DT from Florida. I'm in love.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you
We're perusing.
Yeah, we'll peruse it. We'll peruse it. We'll definitely peruse that.
But back to your point. Back to your point. I agree wholeheartedly about the tight end room. Matter of fact, if you guys watch the Final Word draft show on Thursdays that we do, Me-Law, Tuck, Boss Cowboys, Big Game James, the OC, they got a clip of me talking about Ferguson when we drafted him. He was one of the guys that I liked. I like Dolchich the best out of the tight ends last year, but Jake Ferguson was one of the guys. And I think that the Cowboys told you what they feel about the tight end room, because Dalton Schultz got away for $6 million and $2 million in incentives.
Yeah.
I think they feel like the tight end room isn't as important as everybody else is trying to make it seem. I think everybody else is just throwing stuff out there because they think that Dalton Schultz is bigger than what he really was. But in my opinion, he was holding up snaps, because when he was out, we didn't miss a beat. Matter of fact, both of those guys, Hendershot and Ferg, held us down, and we still were winning games. And they were blocking. They actually made him block. They actually made him block better. They took him up to a different level.
Dude, so go ahead.
So for me, this is how I feel about tight end, right? And I know a lot of people are looking at Kincaid and looking at mock drafts and all these other guys like Darnell Washington. And nobody in this tight end class right now is definitively better than Jake Ferguson right now. Matter of fact, I'm having a hard time saying that anybody is definitively better than Hendershot. There are some guys that are better than Hendershot, but Ferguson, if you're telling me right now, day one, like you're just completely better, I don't see an upgrade out of any of these guys. Out of any of them.
No. And to piggyback on what John's saying, and I'm saying any guy that's coming in this year does not have the ability of having that offseason peanut butter that Fergie and Henny have gotten. They are not. Come when they start doing OTAs and mini camps, those guys are going to look totally different. And that's going to be why a rookie coming this year, he's going to be like, okay, I'm just running down playing special teams. Because those two guys right there with McEwen, dude, you ain't got and they're
you can't even guarantee that they'll start. You can't guarantee that they'll start in front of Ferg.
You understand? Right, they'll get on the field. they'll get on the field. And that three-headed rotation is good. That rotation is good. You go get a tight end, but you're not gonna spend no premium pick. You're not gonna spend no premium pick and go get a guy.
If I'm being honest, right? Like the reason that we let Schultz walk more than likely is because we believe in those young guys.
That's the thing.
Are those young guys? Is there anybody that you think is better than Dalton Schultz right now? Because I don't. And that's the big thing that I worry about, with getting a tight end that early. Now, if we're talking maybe second round, third round, and the best tight end's on the board or the second best tight end, then we might be talking about something. But still more than likely not going to start.
Right, but I'm talking about second. My first four picks this year have got to be able to give me snaps and play. Are we really to the point of saying them first four picks, those top 100 guys got to give me snaps? We almost had a riot. You know what I'm saying? Because Tober didn't play because he was a third rounder. We stay on Izzy.
My heart, Chris.
Yeah,
that hurt my heart, Chris.
We stay on Izzy's ass because he don't play as a third rounder, right? We stay on no, not Izzy. The cornerback, the long cornerback.
Deshaun Wright?
Deshaun
Wright or Kelvin Joseph?
Either one of them. Both of them. So if I'm going them first four picks, if I can't get a tackle, a wide receiver, a running back, or D in to play, man, listen. If like Stevie Mack said the best. If I can get Coates in the 6th and 7th round and let him get there and train and develop, I'm winning. I'm killing it. And guess what? Sean McHugh was looking like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start selling houses in the offseason.
And that's the thing with tight end. Maybe you're looking to bump Sean McEwen. Maybe you're looking to bump him. But also keep this in mind. What round was Hendershot drafted in last year?
Last round, 7th round, I believe.
He was an undrafted guy. He was undrafted. Yeah, he was an undrafted guy. Okay. And he came in. Dallas has the best. They have the best percentage of getting undrafted guys snaps. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying they don't have. It's not a pressing issue for them to find the tight end in early on in this draft because
So are you guys saying that you guys aren't necessarily pressed to go after the another Georgia workout darling, Darnell Washington?
Nah, not at all. I'm not high on him at all. I'm not high on him at all.
It's not.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I think that he's very, very raw. I think that he blocks well as a tight end, and he has a big catch radius in the red zone, but that's about it. I don't think he really gives you anything else there. He can't really line up out. I'm not going to line him up out wide. I don't think he's as fleet of foot. I think guys will be able to get hands on him. These box safety, big nickel guys now, they're DBs, and they can beat him to the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I'm
not saying I'm completely out, but high, I'm high on them. Yes, I'm out on that.
Hey man, I think, and I know, people may look at me crazy. There was Darnell Washington was in this draft last year. And we were in love with him.
There we go. Come on.
Okay, yeah. We were in love with him, right? Because he played at the University of Virginia, we was ready to come on. We were like, man, if he's in the 4th round, man, we trained him. Yeah,
I think we should have got him. I think we should have got him.
Yeah, what was it? Was it Wells? That was his name.
Jelani Woods.
Jelani Woods out of Virginia. Dude, we thought, man, Jelani Woods as a rookie, he played, he got on the field, but I don't think I don't believe Darnell Washington and all his explosiveness. He doesn't take Ferg or Hendershot. He doesn't take Ferguson or Hendershot off the field. Dude, and even with his blocking, I don't think he takes Sean McEwen off the field. That's why I can go get Coons in the 6th or 7th round. Dude, I'm telling you, that's just me. That's just me. So I like the 3 guys I got. But if I can go get, that's what I'm saying. That's why that draft is a thing of beauty. That's why that draft that I put out, man, is one of the greatest drafts ever drafted and won't drafted them. That's why that draft right there, you get it to fall like that, dude. Hey man, I'm acting like I'm 21 again with 3% body fat, man, and walking around with no shirt on, man. That's how good that draft is right there, bro. So that's my deal with that, man. That's my deal with that.
Well, I'll ask you guys this question, right? What's the big thing that Kincaid does well?
So personally, I am not
Dance
of
dance maybe in the end zone.
While I may not be of the opinion that we should draft a tight end in the first 2 rounds, I'll limit myself there. I resign myself to the possibility that it may be a thing because it's spoken by people who have been right before by saying it publicly. You know what I'm saying? Kincaid is one of those guys who I guess influences defenders in his route running and receiving ability. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting them up. I'm setting them up.
Don't you love how nice Brandon tried? Hey, if y'all didn't know, man,
I'm very deliberate with my words. I'm very deliberate with my words.
Brandon is a tap dancer. You see how he hits you with the
deliberate with my words.
He's Gregory Hines with the footwork around saying what he really want to say. Go and say it, for John DMV.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest,
man.
I think that Kincaid, does things with his feet that I guess sets up his routes well, but he lacks in muscle mass. You know what I'm saying? When he's going against grown men who got bills to pay, he might get bumped off his routes a little bit. That is where I think he may struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because what was he measured at in the combine? Like what, 237 or something like that?
Keep going.
Keep going.
He is definitely going to be on the lighter end of things compared to somebody like what was Musgrave measured at? Musgrave was a bigger guy in like the 250 range. Those are going to be guys that are going to be able to be a little bit more stout. Kincaid, he's going to be on the lighter end. He's going to be one of those more receiver-esque tight ends.
Yeah, what's that blocking like?
But at the same time, man, you want your tight ends to block. It's a plus.
Hey man, we're a family show, man. But hey, Kincaid's mama ain't watching this show. He can't block, goddamn it.
He can't. He cannot. He cannot at
His
all.
Mama ain't watching this show. He can't block.
He cannot at all. But if you go into your heavy set, you got a tight end that can block. He's one of those tight ends that you're not looking for that from him. I understand what I'm getting when I draft him.
So I got a question.
Yes.
So why won't we just get a receiver then?
Thank you. You're absolutely correct in that.
Why won't we just get a receiver?
Just get a receiver. If we want to get somebody who ain't go goddamn block, just go get a receiver.
Yeah.
If we don't want him to block, go get a goddamn receiver.
Because we got 3 tight ends, and we got 2 of them. We got 3 of them that will block.
Absolutely. Was he measured at 6'4" or was he measured at 6'3"?
I don't give a damn what he was measured at. He won't block. I've had a guy on my roster for 5 years who won't block, and he got $6 million and $2 million in incentives. I had a tight end on my damn roster.
They got his ass up off the roster. These young boys got him off the roster.
They got him up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing. Hey, Stevie, I'm all for bringing the XFL guys in to get a chance, to get an opportunity because you found something to Turpin. But I'm saying right now, I'm saying this year, there is little to no room for a rookie tight end on this team because the first 3 slots is locked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's the crazy thing, right? Because I remember a couple years ago, the Michael Parsons draft, fans killed me because I wanted Kyle Pitts. They said the same things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I say, should we draft Dalton Kincaid at 26? I guarantee you, like if I put this poll on Twitter, a lot of people, a lot of fans will say yes, right? Because he's our type of what he looks like. But if I say, let's use pick number 26 with Atlanta and go get Kyle Pitts. They'd be like, no, but Kyle Pitts is a way better player right now. So we're not willing to go get Kyle Pitts with 26. Why the hell are we talking about Kincaid?
If Atlanta would give up Kyle Pitts for a single first-round pick, hey, look. Hey, look.
But guess what? But what he's saying is Kyle don't fit the type.
That's true.
He don't fit the type that they like. Jake Ferguson fits they type, and he can block. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I'm on record for it, and we get up out of here. You know, I ain't the biggest Jason Witten fan. I'm not the biggest Jason Witten.
He was a progress stop.
Me either, but hey, he's a Northern Virginia guy. I love my Northern Virginia guys, but you're right. I love my Cowboys more. And you're absolutely right.
And so, Jason was a guy. Jason was a monster. He was an absolute steal in the third round. But him and Fergie got kind of the same build and kind of same numbers and things of that nature. So why not let that play out? Let that play out.
Let him develop. Let him work with Dak. I think you'll get a lot more out of him than you got with Schultz.
Oh yeah, I definitely think you do that. I definitely think you'll get more. I think that'd be a definite bump up. So that's what's up. B, we pushing 1 hour 45 minutes, and the homies have been kicking it with us, man.
Yes,
man.
Sir.
Hey, man, shout out, man, as always, man, for
chat,
DMV.
Man.
Yeah, man, to the chat, man, and always, man, DMV coming and rocking with us, man. This is a great friendship, man, a great relationship that we building, man, and I'm just so excited about what we're doing on and off, man. But Stevie Max always in the building, man. Hey, shout out to Tyreek Wilson, man, for coming and hollering at us, man. Brandon Boyce, man, thanks for chiming in, man, and kicking it with us, man.
My girl Joe Gonzalez said, "Hell, I see wide receivers that block better than Dalton Kincaid." Rasheed Rice.
Hey, look, okay. Talk about
no
it.
doubt.
Talk about it.
Yeah. So that's how we get down, man. So this tight end train thing, I think it's a wrap for it. Listen, man, thank y'all for rocking with us, man. Thanks for spending time with us on a Tuesday night, man, and getting it and just chopping it up with us, man. If you've been here this long, man, you might as well go and hit the like button, man. And if you ain't subscribed, I don't know why you ain't came and subscribed and holler at your boys, man. When we get on, we do work, man. And always drop a comment so we can go ahead and interact with you back and forth, man. I am Set It Off Chris, man, on Twitter. Score_playmaker 88_, man. You can find me there, man. I'm always there kicking it out there. I'm the sidekick. I'm like, you know, if Spider-Man had a sidekick, I'd be a sidekick. Like I would just bring the web and just hand it to my main man BH, man. Tell us where we can find you at, BH, man.
Of course, you can find us on Twitter at Franklin Football. That's FranklinFootball1. That's where you can find us and interact with us. And we'll, give all of the links to our content right there.
But man, we cannot walk out of here without giving love, man, to our special guest, man, DMV Fanatic, man. Listen, man, give him the rundown, man. Give him everything you do, man, from helping young lads enhance their career on the football field, man, doing your own videos, and man, let the people know where they can find you at, champ.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. This weekend was at the Unrivaled camp out in Roanoke, coaching up the quarterbacks at this camp, man. Love mentoring the youth, coaching high school kids, youth kids. Football is just it's therapy for me, and I love talking with you guys tonight. I love talking with people on Twitter. Love doing videos. You guys can find me on Twitter, DMV Fanatic 1, and on YouTube, DMV Fanatic. And I appreciate everybody that rock with us tonight, and there will be more.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I am the sidekick, man. I'm the yin to his yang, man. I am the Robin to the Batman, man. I'm Set It Off Chris, and me and BH, man, we are Frankly Football. Until next time, people.
Peace.